If you take a look at history, the greatest single change which led to progress was universal, free, elementary and secondary school education. The single most important thing in terms of developing the economy for all of us. My father was a member of Parliament. My parents took the occasion, moving to Ottawa, to put me into French schools. So I did French schools from grade 4 to grade 12.
My story of Paul Martin has to begin with his father. His father was also interested in education. So a lot of Paul Martin is genetic.
You think your son will end up as Prime Minister of Canada?
Well, we'll have to wait and see.
Being the Prime Minister, Paul Martin. Canadians are getting used to the sound of that tonight.
As a politician, Paul Martin had that knack of saying, yes, we have to get our financial house in order, but we cannot forget our social obligations. Paul Martin is looking at education as a transformative experience, particularly for those who are disadvantaged.
And the reason that I believe that Aboriginal education is so important is that while we in Canada do a tremendous job in terms of our elementary and secondary school education, we do a lousy job in terms of funding Aboriginal education.
What struck me about Mr. Martin was a desire to be more knowledgeable, and he demonstrated that by asking question after question after question.
If you're a young person and you're on an honor reserve school, your school will be receiving 30 to 50% less than a kid who's going to a school off reserve, 10 kilometers away. What does that say about the respective futures of those two?
He's demonstrated his commitment beyond just expressing his concern or his worry. He's actually gone out and done something about it.
The Martin Aboriginal Education Initiative has proven results and has significantly improved the education outcomes for Aboriginal peoples.
As an example, we did a literacy program based on an Ontario program which we took into these two reserve schools. 5 years ago, 13% of the kids in those two schools were at the provincial average. After our program was put in, 5 years later, 70%. And all that means is if you give them the opportunity, there's nothing to hold any Aboriginal child back.
He believes firmly that the way that we create a great country is that we provide the space and the foundation for people to believe in themselves.
What Paul is doing for education is truly remarkable.
His passion and his commitment and his willingness.
He's genuine. He's a living example of how my grandmother and my parents taught me that everybody has a role to play.
I think he's an outstanding man, and I'm not boasting his politics, I'm just boasting about him.
He's just a wonderful human being.
I sincerely congratulate Mr. Martin and salute him.
If you ask me why do I believe so much in education, I think it's education that gives you hope. Education that gives you an indication of what life is all about and what those opportunities are. And if you deprive a young person of that, then you're essentially depriving them of everything that really counts.